Hello, pembelajar online whom I love wherever you are. So today we will talk and also discuss about guideline for effective communication. But before that, please subscribe, like, share and also comment my YouTube channels. My name is Tadang Prasetyo Jatmiko. I'm a PhD graduate from Cardiff Metropolitan University in the UK, and I'm also an expert in financial area. Please stay tuned. We'll right back after this moment. Love you. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, communication experts have suggested several types and techniques for better communication. These techniques are given as I present. The C's of good communication. First, clarity. Good communication never happens. It doesn't take place offhand or random. Rather, it is the result of advanced thinking and carefully planning. The principle of clarity implies both clarity of thought and clarity of expression. The process of communication begins with the generation of a thought in the mind of the communicator. Just as clear photograph cannot be achieved from a blurred negative, a clear message cannot be sent from an unclear thought. Clarity of thought means the communicators must be fully clear in his mind about what he wants to communicate or the message, why he wants to communicate or the objective or communication, to whom he wants to communicate, the receiver, and he wants to communicate the timing and also how should he communicate or the most suitable media. Once the idea is clear in the sender's mind, it must be expressed in clear and simple language. Clarity of expression requires proper encoding of the message and choice of appropriate words. In order to ensure clarity in communication, the following steps are required. First, use simple and familiar words. Second, use verbal and non-verbal symbols that are familiar to both the sender and the receiver. Third, avoid technical jargon that is understood only by the limited group. And the last, avoid of ambiguities and words having double meaning. And the second one is completeness. Every communication must be complete and adequate. Incomplete message keep the receiver guessing, create misunderstanding and delay action. Every person should therefore be provided with all required facts and figures. For example, when the factory supervisor instructs workers to produce, he must specify the exact size, shape, quality, and cost of the product. Any assumption behind the message should also be clarified. When you answer a letter, reply or question raised in the letter in order to ensure completeness of message, we should check for the 5 W. Question what, why, when, where, and who. For example, while announcing a meeting, specify why is to be discussed in the meeting, why is being held, when the meeting is to be held, when it's being held, and who is to attend the meeting. Thus, only a complete message can be effective message. And then third is conciseness. Brevity is the soul of good communication. Therefore, we should only use the relevant details in our message. Ruskin said, "Say all you have to say in the fewest possible words." Brevity saves the time in both the sender and the receiver of the message. Besides saving time, brevity provides grace to speech and a force to what you write. More words do not lead to clarity. Rather, they obscure the meaning and tire the reader. Irrelevant or superfluous words cloud the meaning. Avoid irrelevant words and repetition. Organize your message well by using simple words and short sentences. Trite and words expression should not be used. For example, "we will welcome you" is preferable to "we extend a warm welcome to you." Similarly, often is better than in considerable number of cases. An effective message has to be concise and crisp. 4. Consideration. In order to communicate effectively, think and look from the receiver's angles. The sender should adopt a human approach and understand the emotion and sentiments of the receiver. He should understand and focus on the needs of the receiver. The socio-psychological background of the receiver must be understood. The golden rule, "first understand, then be understood," should be followed. And fifth, correctness. You should not transmit any message unless you are absolutely convinced of its accuracy and authenticity. Authenticity. If employees forward incorrect information to managers, decisions based on such information may be wrong. Similarly, transmission of incorrect information to outsiders may spoil relation and reputation. Give correct facts and send your message in the correct style. Timelines is also useful to ensure correctness. Transmit and respond to all messages all the right time. Delayed and outdated message cause loss of time and money. And sixth, courtesy. Courtesy means a friend and helpful behavior towards others. Polite manners facilitate communicators. Politeness budgets politeness and encourage participate communication. The following guideline should be observed to ensure courtesy. First, thanks generous for a favor. Then someone does a favor to you, acknowledge it promptly and thanks the person generously for being kind to you. Second, apologize for an omission. If you have committed a mistake, express your regret promptly and sincerely. Third, avoid irritating expression. Words and expression having negative connotation should not be used in the message. You ignored, you failed. You leave us no choice are examples of such words and phrases. Then answer all letter promptly. In case you need time to send a full reply, acknowledge the letter you need to have received. Then the last is use empathy. Ask how you would feel if you were to receive this message. And then 7 is attentiveness. While sending and receiving message, you must pay full attention. While transmitting information, attention is necessary to ensure that all relevant details are included in correct and clear manner. Undivided attention to all incoming message as required to ensure that the message are fully understood and no point is missed. In the absence of full attention, misunderstanding and confusion arise. This results in miscommunication and inefficiency. Communication cannot be effective unless the receiver listens. Read with full attention. Active listening is essential for success in communication. This indicates the communication is the point responsible of the sender and receiver. Then 8 is objectivity. The communicator should be fully impartial while sending a message. He should not allow his emotion, attitudes, or bias to distort the message. He should communicate unpleasant facts in such a way that the feelings of the receiver are not hurt. Similarly, one should not allow his emotion and prejudice to distort understanding and interpretation of information received from others. Self-control is essential for effective communication. And 9 is use Grapevine strategically. According to the principle, informal channels to communication should be used judiciously to supplement the official channels. Information communication or grapevine can be fruitfully utilized, particularly when the official channels are slow and insufficient. However, one should make sure that no orders are given through the grapevine. And 10th is feedback. Feedback should be used carefully in planning and executing communication. Where feedback is not automatically available, the sender should ask questions, request replay, and encourage the receiver to give his reaction to the message. Communication is complete only when the receiver understands the message and the sender comes to know that his message has been understood. Then 11. Carefully use of body language. In face-to-face oral communication, body language should be used to reinforce words. Proper posture, right eye contact, and appropriate facial expression help to make communication effective. Positive body language require positive feelings. Then the last 12 is elimination of noise. Noise is greatest barrier to communication. Every possible effort must be made to eliminate noise caused by machine, equipment, communication device, disturbance in the transmission line, and etc. So, that's all the things today that I can summarize and send to you. I hope this will be beneficiary and also my communication will be effective to you. So we will be meet in the next presentation. Love you.